It happens without warning. Your house is calm, quiet, predictable. No footsteps in the hallway, no voices, no visible movement. And then your cat freezes. Ears snap forward, eyes lock onto empty space, their body tightens like something invisible just crossed a line. You look where they're looking, wave your hand, scan the room. Nothing moves, nothing makes a sound, nothing you can detect. But your cat is reacting like the room just whispered a warning. This moment is universal for cat owners. The stare into nothing, the sudden alertness, the quiet intensity that feels misplaced, and it always leaves the same question hanging in the air. What are they seeing or hearing that you aren't? The answer is uncomfortable and fascinating. Your cat is not reacting to nothing. They're responding to a world you physically cannot perceive, a layer of reality that never reaches your ears, because your cat doesn't live in the same soundscape you do. Humans hear from roughly 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. That's the full boundary of our auditory universe. Cats hear from about 48 Hz all the way up to 64,000 Hz, more than 3 times higher than your maximum limit. That missing range isn't silence, it's an entire hidden environment running in parallel with your own. To understand your cat, you have to stop thinking of sound as background noise. Sound is information. Every movement creates vibration. Every vibration becomes a wave. Every wave carries data about what moved, how fast, and how far away it is. When you think a room is quiet, what you really mean is that it's quiet to you. To a cat, silence almost never exists. Cats evolved as precision listeners because survival demanded it. Their ancestors hunted animals that were small, fast, and quiet. Missing a sound by a fraction of a second meant missing a meal or becoming one. Small mammals communicate in ultrasonic frequencies. Mice routinely squeak above 40 kilohertz. Rodents scratch, chew, and shift their weight in ranges humans cannot hear. Insects vibrate their wings far above our auditory ceiling. Even muscle contractions generate faint, high-frequency noise. To a cat, prey announces itself long before it ever appears. This means a cat doesn't experience sound as occasional events. They experience it as a constant field, a dense, layered acoustic environment that never shuts off. What feels like an empty room to you is to your cat an orchestra quietly tuning its instruments. Hearing range is only part of the advantage. How cats process sound is where things get extreme. A cat's ears are not passive receivers, they are mobile acoustic sensors. Each ear rotates independently, sweeping the environment for change. This allows cats to isolate sounds even when multiple sources overlap. Their brain measures the tiny difference in time between when a sound reaches the left ear and the right ear, differences smaller than a millisecond. That gap tells the brain direction, distance, movement. Then the head moves slightly, almost imperceptibly. Those movements refine the signal. The brain updates the calculation again and again until the sound source is mapped in 3-dimensional space. This is why cats can pounce with accuracy even in total darkness. They are not guessing where something is. They are calculating it continuously. So when your cat stares at a wall, they're not confused. They're not zoning out. They're tracking motion you physically cannot hear happening inside it. Now, take that sensory system and drop it into a modern human house. Your home is filled with ultrasonic noise. Electrical wiring emit high-frequency signals. Charging bricks produce constant ultrasonic whines. LED lights pulse at frequencies humans cannot detect. Televisions and monitors hum even when they appear off. Refrigerators cycle. Air conditioners shift pressure. Pipes expand inside walls. To you, your house feels quiet. To a cat, it never is. And cats don't just hear these sounds, their brains prioritize them. Feline neurology is optimized for salience. That means sudden or unfamiliar frequencies override everything else. Sleep, grooming, play. None of it matters when the sound profile changes unexpectedly, because for millions of years, those changes meant one of two things: danger or opportunity. This is why your cat reacts instantly to things you miss entirely. They're not overreacting, they're responding to data you never receive. Here's where behavior gets misunderstood. An appliance cycling can sound like approaching movement. Old wiring can mimic prey vibrations. High-pitched electronics can create constant low-level alertness. Your cat doesn't label sounds as harmless or meaningless, only detected and not detected. That means some cats live in a state of permanent vigilance, not fear, not panic, just alertness that never fully turns off. Imagine hearing dozens of faint alarms all day long, most of them meaningless, some of them urgent, and never knowing which is which. That's your cat's daily reality. This is why some cats appear anxious for no visible reason, why they stare at nothing, why they react to empty rooms. They're not imagining things, they're overloaded. Here's the insight that makes everything click. Your cat is not strange. They're not broken. They're not seeing ghosts. They're functioning perfectly inside a world shaped by evolution, not modern humans. When your cat reacts to nothing, remember this: they're responding to a signal you can't hear, a vibration you can't perceive, a layer of reality tuned to 64 kilohertz. Once you understand that, the mystery disappears.